after church today? Everybody needs to let me know. That's not a good commercial for Wendy's. But, okay, here's how my pastor mind was thinking when I saw that story. If the Spirit is like somewhere down in here, like you kind of visualize, it is amazing. It is amazing how we do accept and live with the kinds of things that are not only out of place, but are harmful to us in this part. Now, very seriously, this part of our spirit that Jesus is calling us to recognize is empty, and where we're destitute. And where this level of poverty is so extreme, it brings us to like the Old Testament follower of God who was so poor. The understanding of poverty in the Old Testament scriptures is that someone was so poor and was so without influence, without any possession or any ability to change their circumstance, they were solely dependent on God, completely and totally. And Jesus is borrowing from that idea from the Hebrew scriptures when he uses this Greek word tokos in extreme poverty. Oh, the happiness, he begins this message. The sheer, complete happiness of the person who is utterly destitute, living in and knowing and fully aware of their extreme poverty of spirit. It has nothing to do with what they own in the physical world. It says everything to do with understanding that who we are to become as significant people and people who contribute and participate in God's redeeming work, His redeeming work to remake this broken world, is completely based in whether or not we allow Him to fill us in our poverty. See, here's the vexing thing for me. This is what has just confounded me at times. God, who is good, He can prevent anything, He's all-powerful, and yet circumstances in life bring us, all of us, to these places, sometimes very quiet and very hidden, where you're the only one who's aware of it. Of just void, emptiness, failure, disappointment in a spouse or in a marriage that you thought would make you happy, but this person's proving not to be perfect, or in the idea of parenting or child raising that you had, where you are financially, or the challenge at work, or the threat that you face, it's just the doctor's report. And see, it's not that I believe God messes with us, or He just He's too busy over here, and so things slip over here, and He has to come back and rescue us. I believe God allows us. See, God has this way. He loves us enough to reveal to us and to remind us of how poor we really are without Him being the center of what defines us, what really makes us. The things you own and acquire, what you possess, the positions that you achieve to, they truly do not define you. Some of us have learned that, and some of us are learning it. What defines us is the Spirit of God coming into that void and that loneliness and that failure and that regret, the threat, the crushing experience that we've had, maybe relationally. We allow the Spirit of God to come in and define. Rather than, see, our temptation is to run shop, or to look for another position. Or maybe it's just, if we had the new house, this new house, that will satisfy, that will give us the happiness, that will give us the room we need. And we just stay in the cycle of trying to fill our spirit with things of this world. And so here's my challenge today. I ask God to just show me steps He's led me to take in my own life in exposing my poverty to Him, and then allowing Him to fill me and fill my life with riches. I mean, the stuff that really matters. The stuff that truly makes you happy. What does your word say, God? I started writing some things down, and so here they are. I'm going to give them to you here in the last few minutes of this message. And my prayer is that you take these to heart as what I believe are really ideas from the Spirit.